Babin. Jordan. Bacon. McCarthy.
Dumbass.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Jim Jordan failing to become the Speaker of the House in the first round of voting. And unfortunately, the House has gone into recess. I don't know when they're going to come back. I don't know when they're going to resume voting. But as of right now, on Tuesday, October 17th, 2023, at about 4:30 p.m.-ish Eastern, they're not voting anymore. So as it stands right now, we still don't have a Speaker of the House. Now, this is really embarrassing and pretty ridiculous because of a few things. First things first, look, I understand that many were not pleased with Kevin McCarthy, said he was cutting deals on the side with Democrats, wasn't doing the right thing by his constituents, wasn't doing the right thing by America. I understand the frustration. I understand the frustration of Matt Gaetz and the 8 people who got him out of the Speaker of the House role. But maybe before you do a thing like that, before you oust the Speaker of the House and send the whole House into disarray and put us into a state of limbo, not being able to get things done in the House, maybe you should secure another person to replace him. Maybe talk to your colleagues in the House and say, hey, we don't want Kevin McCarthy anymore. Who are we going to put in there next? Maybe there should be a consensus so when you do a thing like this, you have the next guy already ready, you're able to vote for him, and then that's a done deal. Maybe that should be the way it is. And back to what I was saying about the 8, it was one person, Matt Gaetz, who put forward the motion to get Kevin McCarthy out the way, and 8 people who actually were able to get him out of the speakership role. There were 20 Republicans who voted against Jim Jordan. 20. So that's even more who voted against Kevin McCarthy. We're going backwards. What are we doing? Now, remember, there was an internal GOP vote before they put forward Jim Jordan to try to become the next speaker. And in the internal vote, Steve Scalise came out on top. He had, 112 votes, and Jim Jordan had 99 votes. Steve Scalise was the front runner, but then he backed out. There were some concerns about Steve Scalise. He has cancer, and also people had some misgivings about some of his political stuff. I'm not really sure what the problem was. I like Steve Scalise personally. My only concern would be the whole thing about him having cancer. They say it's highly treatable, but still, I mean, your second in line of succession, third in line of succession, president, vice president, speaker of the House. Maybe the speaker should not have cancer, but different story. I digress. The point is that he was a front runner in their internal voting, but dropped out. But still, you had a House divided. 112 for Scalise, 99 for Jim Jordan. And that wasn't even everybody. There were still like 7 or 8 who voted for other people. So you didn't have unity in that process. So this outcome right now was kind of to be expected because it was unity from the beginning, and Jim Jordan was not the first pick of those who had just voted in the internal vote. But 20 Republicans is kind of a lot. Now we're going to get into all of who did not vote for Jim Jordan. You see my man right here. You see the headline, Jim Jordan fails to receive enough votes for Speaker of the House in first round of votes. Now, let's check it out here. So the threshold to meet is 217. Jim Jordan only got 200. And I believe there are 221 House Republicans. So he was way short, and there was a big, a large number of people in the GOP who voted against him. All right. But Jim Jordan has everybody pretty much on this side. I believe Trump came out and said that he likes Jim Jordan. Steve Scalise said he likes Jim Jordan. Kevin McCarthy says he likes Jim Jordan. A lot of the regular people just out there in the world, a lot of you guys like Jim Jordan, but 20 Republicans still voted against him. This is totally ridiculous. Now, let's get into who actually voted against my man here. So we have Nebraska. Let me go back up. Nebraska Rep. Don Bacon voted for Kevin McCarthy. Colorado Rep. Ken Buck voted for Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Random people. Tom Emmer. Oregon Rep. Lori Michelle Chavez Duramer voted for McCarthy. Texas Rep. Jake Elzy voted for Mike Garcia. New York Rep. Anthony D'Esposito voted for former New York GOP governor nominee Lee Zeldin. And I like Lee Zeldin, but Lee Zeldin, is that who we're going to vote for? I mean, I don't see him being any different than Jim Jordan. This appears to be some internal political stuff between Republican colleagues. Let's keep on going. New York Rep. Andrew Garbarino voted for Lee Zeldin. Florida Rep. Carlos Jimenez voted for McCarthy. Texas Rep. Kay Granger voted for Steve Scalise. Texas Rep. Tony Gonzalez voted for Steve Scalise. Pennsylvania Rep. Mike Kelly voted for Scalise. Virginia Rep. Jen Kiggins voted for McCarthy. New York Rep. Mike Lawler voted for McCarthy. New York Rep. Nick LaLota voted for Lee Zeldin. Florida Rep. John Rutherford voted for Steve Scalise. Idaho Rep. Mike Simpson voted for Scalise. Arkansas Rep. Steve Womack Scalise. Indiana Rep. Victoria Sparks voted for Kentucky Rep. Tom Massey. Thomas Massey is like, Lee Zeldin, Thomas Massey, what are we even doing? Random people. California Rep. Doug LaMalfa voted for McCarthy. Michigan Rep. John James ended up voting for Oklahoma Rep. Tom Cole. Tom Cole? What? Why, John James? You just got in office voting for random people. Why not just put the guy that America, at least the GOP in America, I would presume, wants? What are we even doing? What is the purpose? Florida Rep. Mario Diaz-Balart voted for Steve Scalise. So that's what's happening. Again, he only got about 200 votes out of the required 217. Now, of course, all the Democrats voted against all GOP. They all voted for Hakeem Jeffries. As a matter of fact, I believe Hakeem Jeffries got more votes than Jim Jordan by a lot. I think Hakeem Jeffries got 212 because every Democrat voted for Hakeem Jeffries. If only we could have that same kind of unity here. Look, as I close, I want to say this. When Nancy Pelosi was the speaker, they all coalesced around her. Some say that she's still leading the Democrats and Hakeem Jeffries is the front man. It doesn't really matter. Whatever they decide to do as a collective, they do it and get on with the show. They don't have all this drama going on, at least not out front. Now, of course, I don't like their policies. I don't like what they do as a party, speaking of Democrats, but at least they are appearing to be unified. They don't have all these, outward divisions, and I don't really see the purpose. What are you really trying to accomplish? This is why I said you might as well just left Kevin McCarthy in there because, okay, you can't select a new person. Steve Scalise, he wasn't the right guy. Jim Jordan, he's not the right guy. Are you going to try to put somebody else in there? Are you going to try to resurrect Byron Donalds from the ashes, who, by the way, got 0 votes right here? Who are you going to put in there if not for Jim Jordan? If not Jim Jordan, then who? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening right here with Jim Jordan failing to become the next Speaker of the House, at least in the first round of voting? Are they going to have 14, 15 votes the same way it was with Kevin McCarthy, only to have Kevin McCarthy get ousted 9 months later by just 8 people? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think it's kind of a dog and pony show. You got all these House reps talking about, oh, well, we got to get this and we got to get that and we got to get. It's like, man, look, just put somebody in there and get some things going. All right. Jim Jordan, I don't know who dislikes Jim Jordan in reality. You may have somebody go on television and say express their grievance, but I don't think it's real. I think he's universally loved by all. People have their own individual interests that they're trying to get accomplished before they say they're going to vote for Jim Jordan. That is what's going on in my humble opinion. And it'll be the same thing whether it's McCarthy, Steve Scalise, Jim Jordan, Tom Emmer, or any other random person in the Grand Old Party. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.